offering a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. By building interconnectivity standards, Tuya bridges the intelligent needs of brands, OEMs, developers, and retail chains across a broad range of smart devices and industries. Tuya solutions empower partners and customers by improving the value of their products while making consumers' lives more convenient through the application of technology. Through its growing commercial SaaS business, Tuya offers intelligent business solutions for a wide range of verticals. The company's platform is backed by industry-leading technology complete with rigorous data protection and security. Tuya partners with many global Fortune 500 companies to make things smarter, including Philips, Schneider Electric, Lenovo, and many others. The scope of Tuya's business covers the whole chain from smart manufacturing to the application of smart scenes. At the same time, encouraged by the online and offline channel resources of the service providers, integrators, and operators in Tuya's ecosystem, Tuya can help our brand customers to sell smart devices to the entire world. Tuya collaborates closely with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple, and Samsung in industry ecosystem. Our platform is one of the first that integrates Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit, and Samsung SmartThings at the same time. We enable brands to solve product development problems such as high development costs, long development cycles, and technical challenges and roadblocks, so that even companies with zero experience can quickly enter into the IoT space and enhance their product competitiveness. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider based on the underlying IoT PaaS-level technical support. We have developed smart business solutions for various industries including hospitality, residential, building, community and office park, etc. The infrastructure behind our platform includes Cloud Plus networking module plus app to enable the rapid development of smart products. Powered by Tuya PBT is a mark of interconnectivity across different brands and categories. Users can easily control any product featuring the PBT label with just one app.
By June 30, 2022, the Tuya IoT development platform has served over 629,000 developers from more than 200 countries and regions worldwide. Smart devices powered by Tuya are currently available in approximately 120,000 stores all over the world.
Better insights will bring more value into our lives, make our business and our homes smarter, but it's very important that it's in a secure way. So Tuya will provide it as well. Securing the insights on our daily life will actually protect our privacy for the future.
Together, we'll enable a future where life is more comfortable and joyful. Work is more streamlined and efficient. Management is accurate and data-driven. Services are thoughtful and sincere. Security is tangible and reassuring. Cities are prosperous and full of possibilities. Every second the world changes before our eyes. Time flies by faster than we could have imagined. Every idea can open the door to a completely new era. For creation precedes prediction. The possibilities are endless and we're walking into uncharted territory. We invite you to take this journey with us. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider. Tuya Smart, is a leading technology company focused on making our lives smarter. Tuya does this through offering a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. By building interconnectivity standards, Tuya bridges the intelligent needs of brands, OEMs, developers, and retail chains across a broad range of smart devices and industries. Tuya solutions empower partners and customers by improving the value of their products while making consumers' lives more convenient through the application of technology. Through its growing commercial SaaS business, Tuya offers intelligent business solutions for a wide range of verticals. The company's platform is backed by industry-leading technology complete with rigorous data protection and security. Tuya partners with many global Fortune 500 companies to make things smarter, including Philips, Schneider Electric, Lenovo, and many others. The scope of Tuya's business covers the whole chain from smart manufacturing to the application of smart scenes. At the same time, encouraged by the online and offline channel resources of the service providers, integrators, and operators in Tuya's ecosystem, Tuya can help our brand customers to sell smart devices to the entire world. Tuya collaborates closely with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple, and Samsung in industry ecosystem.
Our platform is one of the first that integrates Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit,
and Samsung SmartThings at the same time. We enable brands to solve product development problems such as high development costs, long development cycles, and technical challenges and roadblocks, so that even companies with zero experience can quickly enter into the IoT space and enhance their product competitiveness. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider based on the underlying IoT parts-level technical support. We have developed smart business solutions for various industries including hospitality, residential, building, community and office park, etc. The infrastructure behind our platform includes Cloud Plus networking module plus app to enable the rapid development of smart products.
Powered by Tuya PBT is a mark of interconnectivity across different brands and categories. Users can easily control any product featuring the PBT label with just one app. By June 30, 2022, the Tuya IoT development platform has served over 629,000 developers from more than 200 countries and regions worldwide. Smart devices powered by Tuya are currently available in approximately 120,000 stores all over the world.
Better insights will bring more value into our lives, make our business and our homes smarter, but it's very important that it's in a secure way. So Tuya will provide it as well. Securing the insights on our daily life will actually protect our privacy for the future.
Together, we'll enable a future where life is more comfortable and joyful. Work is more streamlined and efficient. Management is accurate and data-driven. Tuya Smart is a leading technology company focused on making our lives smarter. Tuya does this through offering a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. By building interconnectivity standards, Tuya bridges the intelligent needs of brands, OEMs, developers, and retail chains across a broad range of smart devices and industries. Tuya solutions empower partners and customers by improving the value of their products while making consumers' lives more convenient through the application of technology. Through its growing commercial SaaS business, Tuya offers intelligent business solutions for a wide range of verticals. The company's platform is backed by industry-leading technology complete with rigorous data protection and security. Tuya partners with many global Fortune 500 companies to make things smarter, including Philips, Schneider Electric, Lenovo, and many others. The scope of Tuya's business covers the whole chain from smart manufacturing to the application of smart scenes. At the same time, encouraged by the online and offline channel resources of the service providers, integrators, and operators in Tuya's ecosystem, Tuya can help our brand customers to sell smart devices to the entire world. Tuya collaborates closely with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple, and Samsung in industry ecosystem.
Our platform is one of the first that integrates Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit,
and Samsung SmartThings at the same time. We enable brands to solve product development problems such as high development costs, long development cycles, and technical challenges and roadblocks, so that even companies with zero experience can quickly enter into the IoT space and enhance their product competitiveness. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider, based on the underlying IoT parts-level technical support. We have developed smart business solutions for various industries including hospitality, residential, building, community and office park, etc. The infrastructure behind our platform includes Cloud Plus networking module plus app to enable the rapid development of smart products.
Powered by Tuya PBT is a mark of interconnectivity across different brands and categories. Users can easily control any product featuring the PBT label with just one app. By June 30, 2022, the Tuya IoT development platform has served over 629,000 developers from more than 200 countries and regions worldwide. Smart devices powered by Tuya are currently available in approximately 120,000 stores all over the world.
Better insights will bring more value into our lives, make our business and our homes smarter, but it's very important that it's in a secure way. So Tuya will provide it as well. Securing the insights on our daily life will actually protect our privacy for the future.
Together, we'll enable a future where life is more comfortable and joyful. Work is more streamlined and efficient. Management is accurate and data-driven. Services are thoughtful and sincere. Security is tangible and reassuring. Cities are prosperous and full of possibilities. Every second the world changes before our eyes. Time flies by faster than we could have imagined. Every idea can open the door to a completely new era. For creation precedes prediction. The possibilities are endless, and we're walking into uncharted territory. We invite you to take this journey with us. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider. Tuya Smart is a leading technology company focused on making our lives smarter. Tuya does this through offering a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. By building interconnectivity standards, Tuya bridges the intelligent needs of brands, OEMs, developers, and retail chains across a broad range of smart devices and industries. Tuya solutions empower partners and customers by improving the value of their products while making consumers' lives more convenient through the application of technology. Through its growing commercial SaaS business, Tuya offers intelligent business solutions for a wide range of verticals. The company's platform is backed by industry-leading technology complete with rigorous data protection and security. Tuya partners with many global Fortune 500 companies to make things smarter, including Philips, Schneider Electric, Lenovo, and many others. The scope of Tuya's business covers the whole chain from smart manufacturing to the application of smart scenes. At the same time, encouraged by the online and offline channel resources of the service providers, integrators, and operators in Tuya's ecosystem, Tuya can help our brand customers to sell smart devices to the entire world. Tuya collaborates closely with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple, and Samsung in industry ecosystem.
Our platform is one of the first that integrates Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit,
and Samsung SmartThings at the same time. We enable brands to solve product development problems such as high development costs, long development cycles, and technical challenges and roadblocks, so that even companies with zero experience can quickly enter into the IoT space and enhance their product competitiveness. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider based on the underlying IoT parts-level technical support. We have developed smart business solutions for various industries including hospitality, residential, building, community and office park, etc. The infrastructure behind our platform includes Cloud Plus networking module plus app to enable the rapid development of smart products.
Powered by Tuya PBT is a mark of interconnectivity across different brands and categories. Users can easily control any product featuring the PBT label with just one app.
By June 30, 2022, the Tuya IoT development platform has served over 629,000 developers
from more than 200 countries and regions worldwide. Smart devices powered by Tuya are currently available in approximately 120,000 stores all over the world.
Better insights will bring more value into our lives, make our business and our homes smarter, but it's very important that it's in a secure way. So Tuya will provide it as well. Securing the insights on our daily life will actually protect our privacy for the future.
Together, we'll enable a future where life is more comfortable and joyful. Work is more streamlined and efficient. Management is accurate and data-driven. Services are thoughtful and sincere. Security is tangible and reassuring. Cities are prosperous and full of possibilities. Every second the world changes before our eyes. Time flies by faster than we could have imagined. Every idea can open the door to a completely new era. For creation precedes prediction. The possibilities are endless and we're walking into uncharted territory. We invite you to take this journey with us.
Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider. Tuya Smart is a leading technology company focused on making our lives smarter. Tuya does this through offering a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. By building interconnectivity standards, Tuya bridges the intelligent needs of brands, OEMs,
developers, and retail chains across a broad range of smart devices and industries. Tuya solutions empower partners and customers by improving the value of their products while making consumers' lives more convenient through the application of technology. Through its growing commercial SaaS business, Tuya offers intelligent business solutions for a wide range of verticals. The company's platform is backed by industry-leading technology complete with rigorous data protection and security. Tuya partners with many global Fortune 500 companies to make things smarter, including Philips, Schneider Electric, Lenovo, and many others. The scope of Tuya's business covers the whole chain from smart manufacturing to the application of smart scenes. At the same time, encouraged by the online and offline channel resources of the service providers, integrators, and operators in Tuya's ecosystem, Tuya can help our brand customers to sell smart devices to the entire world. Tuya collaborates closely with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple, and Samsung in industry ecosystem. Our platform is one of the first that integrates Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit, and Samsung SmartThings at the same time. We enable brands to solve product development problems such as high development costs, long development cycles, and technical challenges and roadblocks, so that even companies with zero experience can quickly enter into the IoT space and enhance their product competitiveness. Tuya Smart, the global IoT development platform service provider based on the underlying IoT parts-level technical support. We have developed smart business solutions for various industries including hospitality, residential, building, community and office park, etc. The infrastructure behind our platform includes Cloud Plus networking module plus app to enable the rapid development of smart products. Powered by Tuya PBT is a mark of interconnectivity across different brands and categories. Users can easily control any product featuring the PBT label with just one app.
By June 30, 2022, the Tuya IoT development platform has served over 629,000 developers
from more than 200 countries and regions worldwide. Smart devices powered by Tuya are currently available in approximately 120,000 stores all over the world.
Better insights will bring more value into our lives, make our business and our homes smarter, but it's very important that it's in a secure way. So Tuya will provide it as well. Securing the insights on our daily life will actually protect our privacy for the future.
Together, we'll enable a future where life is more comfortable and joyful. Work is more streamlined and efficient. Management is accurate and data-driven. Services and
Go. Okay. Is that sound working okay? And then for those online, from the Tuya team, could you send me a text to make sure all is okay, please?
Hello, it's working okay.
Perfect. That's great news. All working okay. Great. We'll give another 30 seconds or so and we'll get started. Sure. Okay, that is exactly, 10 a.m. now, where most of our audience is sitting, so I guess we'll get started. So, good afternoon everyone, or good morning everyone, depending on where you are in the world again, and welcome to episode 2 of our 4-part series of Smart Solutions Webinars Europe. I'd just first like to take a minute to apologise for those who came last week for any of the technical difficulties that we encountered with Zoom or any of our live stream platforms. I believe all have been fixed this week, but please again, if anything goes wrong during today's session, please do not hesitate to send a quick message into the group, and we're all prepped now. I've got a team of people around us to make sure that doesn't occur again. So with that aside, let's get kicked in and started for today's show. So today's episode 2, and we're going to take a focus on the hospitality market. Similar to the structure of all the webinars in the series, we're going to take a look at some unique market research targeted towards the European market. We're going to see some great product demos, and then also some insightful videos and tips from the Tuya team and our experts showing exactly how we've deployed projects and the opportunity for your business. So just as a reminder, my name is Dylan Sutton. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager for Eurasia here at Tuya Smart. And with me today, I have 2 very special guests. The first one is Mr. Cezary Jesnak, who is sitting online with us here and streaming in. And the second one is Mr. Jens Ja, who is sitting right next to me here. So guys, starting with Cezary, would you like to give a quick personal introduction?
Of course, thank you very much, Dylan. Good morning or good afternoon, it depends where you are. I'm Cezary, I'm come from Poland. Last 10 years I was responsible for smart lighting and smart home. Now I'm responsible for smart home in Tuya for Central and Eastern Europe, but please contact me if you are not from Europe. I will try to help you and answer on your questions. Thanks.
Sure.
Okay. Good morning or good afternoon, guys. So it's glad to see you again because last week we just finalized our webinar for the residential. So this time, so it's chance to, we talk about the hospitality solutions Tuya can provide it to you again. So I'm the director of these 2 kind of different solutions here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, glad to see you here.
Great, thank you very much for that, Ian. I guess we'll just dive straight in then, guys. Give me 2 secs. Okay, just double check with you, Cezary. Can you see that my slides have changed before we crack on? Fantastic.
Yes, of course, yes.
So we're all going smooth today then. So just a quick agenda for the day, guys. We're going to give a quick overview of our smart hospitality solutions and give you guys a breakdown of where exactly that fits within Tuya and our business team here. And then we're going to give some European market research and some insights, following which we're going to move on and highlight some of the key selling points that we have for hospitality solutions in the hotel and vacation rental market. Following which we're going to have a quick video that's going to show an example project that we have, which is a really great example, so do stick around. Following which we're going to give you some quick tips on how to get started with Tuya, followed by a Q&A. So let's dive in. Sure. So just to first give a quick introduction and a reminder off the back of last week's session is that Tuya Hospitality falls within our Smart Business Solutions department here at Tuya, of which Yen is the head of our international markets. So what we've done, similar to Tuya's previous business, for those of you that know our OEM app solutions, is that we've wanted to make it as accessible as possible for businesses with or without software development capability to go and deliver IoT solutions to the market. So for each of the 4 that you've seen on screen, we're going to have a great webinar, so be sure to stick around for those. But then more importantly, what we deliver is 2 things. One is that we can deliver an out-of-the-box SaaS solution that's white label enabled and is targeted towards that industry. So each one of the solutions you have on screen will be an individual platform and SaaS platform that is up for grabs for your business. Then we can also open up all the API for the PaaS that can be integrated into your software. But we'll touch on that a bit in a minute. So today's focus is going to look at our specific solution for the hospitality market. So let's have a quick overview of what do we mean by smart hospitality. So typically we'll run a bit through more about the business model in a sec, but the way we run this and the way we see the market for IoT being deployed is largely regarding a business model for your business usually, for those of you on the screen today who are actually looking to deploy this to your clients, is number one, that you can have your own software platform, charged on a SaaS model. The second which is that you can have your own brand of hardware that can be deployed to hotels around the world. And then the third one is service, so that's for the installation and post-sales service. And this is this typical business model that we see that you can focus as having as your three main revenue streams. So Cesare, is there anything on here that stands out for you, particularly for the European market, or any opportunities that you see?
Yeah, of course. So please remember that you can change your role, how your customer can see you, because if you are a distributor or if you are a service provider, you can have a recurring business thanks to the SaaS model, and you can also have an additional margin thanks to the your own branded hardware. That's the biggest advantage for your business versus third-party integration, due to the fact that it's always better to build your own placement, own brand, than use other brands, thanks to the margin, of course, but also you are also able to communicate directly with your customers.
Yeah, thanks for that, Cesare. And I mean, at the core of that is Tuya's business model, is that we're trying to encourage you guys to own your own solutions, whether it be software or hardware. So just moving on a bit, and on a reflection of what we see as a typical business model is a bit about what is Tuya's business model in this case. So there's a great graph on screen that shows about our platform and what exactly we can deliver to you, both as an out-of-the-box solution, but also as an open platform via API and SDK. So let's invite our director over to give a bit more of an introduction about what's on screen here.
Yeah, actually, so, in the past 8 years, what is the advantage of Tuya Business Created is like we provided one IoT platform to different brands in the market, but most of them is used for the consumer market. With the development of the smart device to get popular in the market, so we have lots of kind of commercial buyers. They came to us to ask for a 10K solution, not just hardware. They prefer to have a professional software plus hardware can solve their pain points, help them to improve the efficiency of the management. So this is the reason why we have our Tuya Hospitality solutions. And based on, as you see here, so based on the so many different kind of hardware, strong supply chain ecosystem partners we have globally, so we can provide it whatever you want. And based on that, we also created our open API to provide some third-party developers, so they can, based on our API, to create what they want to provide it to their own target customers. Definitely at the same time, Tuya created our standardized SaaS solutions. We can resell to our distributors who want to valuable and to do the such kind of business in their own regions and countries. So this is the business model in the market. So logically, we have kind of two kind of different buyers. One is like the system third-party developers. The second one is like who want to buy a mutual SaaS standardized solution and to resell to their own market. So this is the business model we can provide it in market.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously what we're showing on screen at the moment is the model, and that's all going to be cleared up a little bit as we go later through today's show, where we will see some live demos of that SaaS platform that we've just had described to us, as well as some companies that leverage the open API. But at the core of it, and just a reminder, is that there is a large team of people sitting actually just behind this wall behind me who are focusing on solely within Tuya developing solutions for the hospitality industry. And this is the team in which will be supporting you throughout your journey. So just moving on to this slide here is going to show a bit of what we see as the key to fragmentations within the industry at the moment in terms of how hotels are implementing IoT. We have one on the left, which we believe to be typically more common if we're focusing on whole room or in-room management in terms of IoT. And the other one on the right is what we define as our solution vertical SaaS model, which at its face might be a little bit confusing. So I'd like to invite Cesare to explain a bit more about this model, as particularly is what we're seeing largely dominant in Europe at the moment.
Yeah. So basically, a few years ago, when you was thinking about the smart solution for your business as a owner of hotel, you were treating smart solutions like internet. So it's better, it's stable if you have it on cable. It's better when it's wired. So time is changing, solutions changing. Now the wire, it's not such a good solution for your business because it always affects you a high cost. So what we see on the European market, we have a lot of KNX solution in Europe due to the stability of that solution or the thought that it will be much more stable. But in the same time, you need to remember that it's totally different cost. When you are trying to make your investment on KNX, it's always high total cost of hardware, integration, service, and everything what you would like to make. So basically, KNX was reserved only for luxury hotels and on always made on project basis. So what we have in Model 1, it's a system integrator when you have a hotel, when you have a hardware from very famous brands and local regional software integrator or service integrator based on the KNX. On the right side of that slide, you have a solution vertical SaaS solution. So this is totally different perspective where the brand is communicating with the hotel and when the solution provider or distributor are able to enter to the hotel and make the difference where the wire it's not a barrier anymore.
Sure. I think, yeah, as well as that, Cesare, the thing that we focus a lot on Tuya, and just a bit of background, is that almost all of our solutions for smart hospitality are based on a wireless solution, mostly using Zigbee, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but predominantly Zigbee. So what we're looking to empower here is scalability is the word I'm looking for. So when we look on the screen here is that how do we get these guys, who are usually local or regional SIs or distributors, to achieve scale? Because those who have often achieved scale with the hotel business are often these guys. It's the guys who've got themselves as listed vendors for the major chains, and then they can be deployed across the world. What we're looking to do and to empower your business is that to show that you have the ability to achieve scalability as a solution provider to develop worldwide, and not only for luxury hotels. So we'll take a look at a bit of data in a minute that will show us where we think there is a huge opportunity for IoT to break beyond just being a luxury within the hotel industry, and particularly within room and as a smart building, rather than just an individual solution vertical, such as for locks that we see here, and how we think your business can really grab this opportunity in this new era of IoT. So we'll just swap over here, and before we dive in, I know particularly on the title for today's session, we gave a bit of an introduction to two markets that we want to focus on, and we'll touch on some research in a second. So the first one here, like we mostly focus on, and I'm sure why a lot of you are here today, is for hotels, hotel chains, hotel brands, and the hospitality sector in general. But the second one on the right-hand side of the screen is for vacation rentals. So that's your Airbnb, your Vrbo, and we'll look at a bit how or why your business can target this section, but doing it in such a careful manner, because it's very easy to get the client wrong. So I think we'll just move on, conscious of time, and dive a bit into some more information about these markets and where we see an opportunity for your business. So the first one is a graph that we're going to pull up and discuss, and this is regarding Europe's leading hotel brands. So we're not going to focus on the group, of which the largest, I believe, is Accor at the moment in Europe, but what we're going to look at is which brand, some of these will belong to different groups, has the largest number of hotels within Europe. The data is a little bit outdated, it's 2018, but the trend is similar at the moment that we found. And there's just a key point that we want to pull out here, and I think Cesare probably knows what I'm getting at. So Cesare, is there something interesting you see on the graph here regarding how or where we've seen IoT adoption today?
Yeah, so looking back on the slides that we had, we probably thought that the become the hotels, the luxury hotels will be the hotels who are doing smartification the most. But the truth is that the biggest part, the biggest chain of the hotels who are making smartification or making their business smart, it's a 3-4 star range hotels. The purpose is really simple. They are not creating whole ecosystem. They are not trying to create a developing whole solution, but they are trying to optimize in-room section. I mean lighting in room, key, easy access by the keys. So they are thinking about user scenarios more than creating whole business much more smarter. So which is very interesting for us as a solution provider. This is a typical behavior for European hotels, because as I saw on the data, we have totally different story on Asian market, for example, where adoption of wireless technology is much more, it's bigger and focused on better guest experience, not only on single scenarios. So yeah, that's the I think the biggest interesting thing from that slide.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is where we see a lot of the opportunity. So a bit later in today's show, we're going to give some examples, as Cesare highlighted, from Asian markets that we've seen, where there's been massive adoption in that 3 to 4 star or business hotel range, in which particularly during the pandemic, there was a huge focus on massively optimizing the staff efficiencies. And then also, because it was the pandemic, sadly increasing the distance between us. So we're going to go through this one here, and I'm just going to break this one down for everyone on the screen. The data itself, I believe, is global, and it's from Skift. They did a great report that got released last week, this is from, which is worth checking out. So I'm just going to highlight what's on the screen and discuss and revert back to what I said earlier about defining the difference with hotels and vacation rentals. So when we look on the vacation rental side, this black part here shows independent hosts and small operators. So I just want you to think a little bit about the Airbnbs in which you've stayed in, and then reflect back on the business model that we're trying to propose here. So as we can see here on the screen, it's 85% of vacation rentals, I think this might be in the US actually, are by individual or small operators. So what that means is that it's usually an individual person managing anywhere between 1 and 10 vacation rentals. And what does this mean in terms of IoT adoption? Well, we've actually seen really great and fast IoT adoption within vacation rentals, and often it's arguably faster than that of our counterparts in the hotel industry. Well, why do we think this is? I'll just introduce it a little bit more. Is that A, for obvious reasons, if I just own one property, it's really easy for me to choose and be my own procurement manager, because it's not a huge problem I can go and deploy. But for your business who are developing or delivering B2B solutions, you have to consider that even though IoT is being adopted here... Oh, sorry, did I just hear that there's an echo? Or is it okay? Sorry, I think we're all good. Sorry for that, guys. You have to consider that even though there is IoT being adopted, where is the vacation rental manager buying that from? So a great example is that Nuki does really well, the smart lock company in the Airbnb sector. However, they're not buying it from a B2B procurement manager or a SaaS solution provider. They're just going into the local supermarket or the local DIY store and buying that lock, putting it in the home and using it as a smart home setting. But what we'll touch on a bit later is that this doesn't mean that Airbnb and vacation rental isn't a write-off for your business, but you just need to think carefully about who's the client. Whereas, let's just take that and compare what we see on the left-hand side here regarding hotels, with the black side being independents and mom-and-pop hotels, which means that this could be anywhere between 10 to 100 rooms. But when we compare that to either 1 to 5 to 10 Airbnbs on the right-hand side, even for your business, if you're targeting a range of hotels that are within that even 10 to 100 room range, they can no longer just deploy this as a smart home. They're going to need a B2B solution, because what they're essentially managing within that small property is going to be anywhere between 10 and 100 smart homes, or mini smart homes, or rooms as we'll call them. So this is why we need to consider carefully about who the target is here. But obviously for everyone who's on the call today, the dream client is going to be the guys towards the bottom, which is global hotel chains. But what we just wanted to highlight here is that particularly within the hotel sector, there's a huge chance across the full scope of the industry. And then just moving on to the next slide here, and just to reflect on what we just previously said, is that there is actually still a number of vacation rental managers in Europe who have in excess of 40,000 rooms or units that they are managing. So these are the guys who are going to be needing your B2B apartment or hospitality solutions, because they're managing a wide number of doors, a wide number of rooms. So this is where you need to consider where the client is, and you don't need to necessarily take off this list and go through, you're more than welcome to, but there's a number of these companies around the continent, many of whom you've actually spoken to us about and our clients have in the past. So consider who is the client. The bottom line is that if you're going to be doing Airbnb or doing vacation rentals, you need to make sure they need to manage a larger number of the properties. If it's just your friend who's managing one Airbnb, suggest just going down the smart home route. But ultimately, we do still see a massive opportunity in what is a largely outdated hotel sector. So guys, we're now going to move on to some of the key selling points of hospitality and IoT. The first one is actually a huge one for us here at Tuya, and probably where we used to get some of the largest requests during COVID, and now it's shifting a little bit given the energy crisis. But this is regarding our mobile check-in solutions. So for this one, our expert here is an absolute specialist in hotel and hospitality access control. So I'll welcome Yen to come and give a bit more info about why we use smart access control and what problems does it solve for the hospitality sector.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Actually, he mentioned like during the pandemic, actually in Europe, lots of government in Europe, they carry out different regulation to protect their staffs. At the same time, also the property managers, they need to make everything ongoing smoothly, right? So they need to find a new solution how to manage their properties in a high efficient way. So the how to hand over the keys to the guests become a very obvious pinpoint for the market. Because in Europe, just like I mentioned, like the local regulation requires like for each hotel their reception staff can't work hours 4 hours, but how about beyond 4 hours? How can they to hand over the keys to the guest? That's the problem. So if you have the mobile keys functions, so no matter how late the guests arrive at the hotels, so they can use the mobile keys to get access to all the areas from the lobby to the rooms directly. So you don't need to worry about it anymore. So this is you can save some cost for the staff. So you don't need to have 24 hours reception anymore, especially for the budget hotel, right? So because for the luxury hotel, they have no matter they have 24 hours reception. So that is a kind of change from the pandemic till now. So lots of property hotel managers realized such kind of technology can help them to bring lots of benefits. So this is the staff cost.
Yeah, I think just across all of these is that we have so many range of benefits that we produce. And often what we come back, and hotels come back to us saying, is that actually just by deploying smart locks, the ROI came from just not using and paying for those plastic keys anymore. That was just the first thing they said, this is paid for itself in that. But obviously what it actually means in terms of guest experience normally runs in one of two ways. The first one is that when we see, for example, in the luxury end who are deploying smart access control or mobile check-in, is that we visited many hotels in which there's no longer that front physical desk that we have in front of us here. Actually, I've seen hotels in which they turn the lobby into an art gallery and the staff are standing there welcoming the guest and being more engaged with the people coming to the hotel, guiding them through the system or just taking them to their room, introducing them a bit more about the art on the walls. So that's on the luxury end and how actually having or removing that front desk can massively enhance the experience. But actually the majority and the huge business case it's being used for this, like Yen mentioned, is more in those business or 3 and 4 star range hotels. In that those business travelers who are coming in 11 p.m. after a late flight, having to wait and stand in line, and this is all costing the hotel is a massive problem. And that was spurred on by the pandemic. So now we're seeing these business hotels limiting the size of the lobby, making it easy as possible for that guest to just check in online, access that door lock via either a passcode or using their mobile phone. So now we're just going to show a quick video on the screen here that is a bit of a demo of how this actually looks with Tuya. And we might have a quick discussion about that afterwards, depending on how we're doing for time. So what we're seeing on screen here at the moment, guys, is Tuya's hospitality SaaS platform. And what's happening at the moment is the process of checking in a guest to the hotel room. So we'll just take a look at how that goes. So as we can see here, in a simple term, we're just logging in that guest information on the back end. And we do, as a note, also integrate with a range of PMS systems as well. So that data can be tracked over from there. And the way we will send out either the code or the login to the web app that you'll see in a second is usually via text or email. So we'll send that out. And now we can see the status of that room is occupied. And we won't run through the rest of the data on there. There we go. So now this is what it looks like for the guest, is that once they've received their booking confirmation, they're going to get a text message that allows them, to click and open this web-based app. It's not a downloadable app. And then also it will send them a login or a key code to use the smart lock. And there we go, so we can see that you're logging in using that phone number that you registered with, and then you just copy and paste the phone password that came via text message. And that logs you in, and this is what the web app is going to look like for the guests. We'll touch on that later, but in terms of getting into the door, the guests can either choose. Number one, they can just click the unlock button, and it will unlock the door for them. The other one is that there'll be a temporary password that they can click on the bottom, and that will open up, and they can use that to get into the room as well. And that will be valid for a limited period of time. So yes, that's a quick intro of exactly how it looks with Tuya, but just a reminder, guys, is that if you want to get a demo of that system, that is the aim of today's call. So we'll run through about the next steps for you later, but please do get in touch with us to arrange that demo session. Okay, so next up, we've just seen the software for how we deliver this smart access control, but let's take a little bit more of a look in terms of the hardware. Now, actually, from what we see within Tuya solutions for hospitality, some of the widest range of hardware we have available is for smart access control, both with ready out-of-the-box products, as we can see here, but there's also a very interesting looking one on the left-hand side of the screen. So Yen, would you mind just giving us a bit more information about what we're seeing here, and particularly a bit more about this upgrade module solution that we're seeing as well?
Yeah, sure. Actually, so why we put the access control as the most important part and the independent page here to demonstrate is because how to solve the pinpoint hand over the keys to the guest is always the topic in the market. So in the past several years, we created two different kind of hardware to cater for the different scenarios. On the left hand on the page, you will see we have we call smart lock upgrade module. Actually, such kind of scenario is in some hotels, they have their existing lock already, but it's not IoT lock or smart lock, and they don't want to replace all of them, or maybe they can't replace it, no matter what kind of regions. So we have one solution is we can develop a very small component or is module is we can just integrate with your existing lock to make your lock have the function to connect it to the internet. So this is we call it the upgrade module for the existing locks. On the right hand is we can provide it very strong options to cater for different kind of hotels. No matter you are a chain hotel or no matter you are a Airbnb, we definitely have one kind of lock can fit for your doors. So this is what we can provide it to the market right now.
Yeah, I think particularly the upgrade module is it's a new solution for us. I mean, it's fairly new to me as well, but what it sounds like to me as a European, I'm sure for Cesare as well, is that particularly in Europe we have a large number of older properties that will semi or not so regularly update the hardware within there. So even though we were previously working with our partners who would approach hotels with great smart locks that can be not retrofitted but replaced, ultimately they would say, well, I've already paid for all of these locks, so do you have anything else for me? And that's why we've developed this solution here on the left, and we've seen really huge uptake of that because it's now able to go to all of these properties which have electronic locks and say, pretty much all, and say we can install this solution and then connect you to the rest, not only of our SaaS platform, which is great for access control, but also to the rest of Tuya's hospitality hardware ecosystem. So that means even an old hotel with just standard electronic locks can then, through the upgrade module, be connected to having a smart room solution via Tuya, which is a really interesting point.
Yeah, we have a practical user case at the end we can share with you guys.
Sure. Okay, guys, we won't call it the elephant in the room, but this is the key thing that we're going to focus on here today, given the situation in Europe that we don't really need to bring up anymore. So it's regarding ESG and energy management. So previously, guys, like I mentioned, that during COVID that we got the most requests for access control solutions, but now with the shift of the energy crisis, actually for hospitality, this is where we get the largest number of customers or partners coming to focus and use IoT. Because you see, hotels represent a significant energy consumption across the full building's asset class and the different types of asset classes. So what we're seeing is that particularly within hotels, you have to think about what and how the guest and also the staff are using energy within there. Because you see with the hotel, often we find this either always on in regards to the energy or the gas or the water, or it's always primed. Guests are typically wasteful and they often don't particularly care too much about turning it off and on as they go. Now, traditionally we do have some solutions for this, the old check in the card as you move into the room for the energy, but it's not particularly smart. And now alongside some of the upcoming regulation in Europe that Cesare will introduce to us shortly, is that hotels, particularly new ones, are really racing to catch up with eco-friendly solutions that are also manageable and affordable to help reduce that overall energy cost. And we'll see a bit later on how there's some really quick and easy fixes you can use with IoT that don't break the bank. But to begin with, Cesare is our local European market expert. Could you give a little bit more information about what the situation is on the ground and how you think there is an opportunity for IoT?
Yeah, so stopping for a while on that slide, I need to explain these three main blocks. So first block, it means that we have a deadline. I mean all the businesses in Europe, because presented by European Commission in 3 years ago, it was 3 or 4 years ago, a European Green Deal set the goal that till 2050, we would like to be a first climate neutral continent across all the world. So this is very important because in the next 7 years, we need to decline our carbon emission by 55%. So every single business, it's pinned up to that regulation if you are in European Union. We have the same also in the United Kingdom. There is a GHG emission and even more strict because by the 2030, not 55, but 68% needs to be carbon emissions needs to decline. So that's the first point, that we don't have a lot of time because this is only 7 years that we need to make that change. The second point is to be very clear. It's how that our consumers see our business and what is our PR. Because these PR and how they are seeing really give us feedback in revenue. Look, we have a growing number of OTAs businesses like Booking.com, and they are introducing green ratings. It means that if you have eco-focused travelers, they can give you a 5 stars of your business, which will give you a higher rating overall, which means that it will help you to be higher in the search results. So this one is very crucial because consumers are much more focusing and willing to use the places who are eco-focused. That's very important. The third one is a cost reduction, which we will talk a little bit more on next slides. Because this is not about only cost reduction on energy, water and gas. This is more, and this is not only the result of that one, it's a higher margin, but this is a better functionality of your business, of your building. Because of course, thanks to our optimization tool regarding to monitor or how you are using the media, you are able to save your money, but also you are able to better maintenance your building and better manage the whole infrastructure. So let's go to the next slide. Well, this slide showing a very simple thing. So demonstrates one very simple things that this is a not new initiative on our side that we would like to be carbon neutral, or the business wants to be a carbon neutral. The targets already set up, and the solution providers are already focusing on that business. So the hotels are one of the leading chains who are focusing on the emission targets. So it means that the market is already there, the business is already there, and the needs is already there. We have a solution for you to help that chain provide a FSG solution to their business.
Yeah, I think just to note on that, Cesare, sorry to jump in there,
Yeah.
is that jumping back to what we discussed earlier, so what we're seeing on the screen here, guys, is that where do hotels sit in terms of carbon emissions compared to other building types. So at the bottom right, we see what we call multifamily, but that's, as we know in Europe, build to rent, so residential rental properties. So just picture in terms of the hospitality sector, not only within the guest room, but we're thinking the gyms, the kitchens, all of which can often be 24-hour operations within hotels, is that there is a huge energy expenditure and little room for them compared to a resident to just switch off the energy and save their own costs, which is a huge thing that needs to be controlled. So just moving on to that next slide, and sorry to dive in again, just to touch on what Cesare was saying before as well, is that it's not a new initiative. There are a number of hotels already, and unsurprisingly, have already got their own initiatives and targets for net zero, and most of whom are now pushing towards net zero commitments, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But what that actually means at the moment and how it looks is that some have begun to implement sustainability solutions. I'm sure you've been to hotels across Europe or the world where you're now not receiving your extra spare toothbrush, or the extra towels are being reminded to you, please don't select, or please try and save energy for us. These are simple steps that they're starting with, but along that roadmap includes technology. And all hotels we do expect to commit to this, but very few at the moment have actually, from our point of view, been mass deploying effective IoT solutions for energy management. So do stick involved and pay attention to this sector, guys, because there's going to be a huge demand for IoT solutions moving forwards. And regarding IoT solutions, what does that actually mean with Tuya? We'll show one very simple example, guys, on the screen, because what we want to focus on for you is simplicity and easy fix solutions that we believe can make a massive impact, particularly as we can see today in the guest room. So I'll leave Jan to come give a quick example of how that looks for us.
Thank you so much. So actually, in the hotels, most of the hotels previously they are providing the key card switch to keep the room turn on and turn off, right? So, but most of the guests they will ask for 2-room card or 3-room card. So they will always put one in the room, no matter they are in the room or not. So that's it can't save the energy for the hotel rooms, right? So what we are providing to the market is like, as you see on this slide, we have one we call occupancy detectors. We don't want to call it a PIR motion sensors because in the market, lots of hotels or properties they have installed the PIR motion sensors. But this technology is quite different. Like this hardware is based on we call it the microwave technology. What a difference! I can take an example. When you have the PIR motion sensors, right? So when you're sitting on the desk for a while, then the PIR sensor, they don't know you are there, so they will switch off the lighting always. So, but for the microwave occupancy detector, so it can detect your breathing even when you are sleeping. So such kind of hardware can help the hotel managers to detect there are no people in the room accurately or not. So that's the reason why we choose occupancy detector based on the microwave technology. And then we have another device we call is breakers, right? So when we have the occupancy detector in the living room, when they find no people in the room, so they can switch off all the device except the fridge for 20 hours. So can help the hotel managers to save the energies. as they can. So this is the kind of technology we can provide it. By the way, this is the hardware part. By the way, it's like on our platform, so you can do the configuration on the platform. So you can stop this function or trigger on this function on the platform. Also, you can change the configuration from like 5 minutes turn off the lighting or 10 minutes turn off the lighting or on the platform. You can issue such kind of configuration for 1,000 rooms or maybe it's 100,000 rooms on the platform immediately. You don't need to use the app to configure it one by one. This is the technology we are bringing to the market.
Exactly. So what we're rolling out here, and to think of it in very simple terms of how Tuya hospitality can look, is that what we've done is, besides all the extra hotel functionality, is scaled or giving you guys the ability to scale thousands of smart homes in a very simple way. So we don't have a demonstration today to show you, but we can use that demo account later if you sign up to show the installation logic, because we actually provide not only a platform using templates like Yen has just described for that mass deployment, but we actually have a separate software product as well called the Smart Construction app, which will be for the installation or maintenance staff, in which we just send out the work order that will say, for example, we need a smart lock, an occupancy sensor, and a circuit breaker in this room, and to be deployed across rooms 1 to 1,000. And then we can use that work order system that we have on the back end to manage that installation, and also use the platform to make adjustments, for example, for timing or when things are switched on and switched off. So we'll just move on now to one of the next key selling points. We've got about 10 to 15 minutes left before we hit a Q&A, which is that in-room guest experience. So what problems does this solve for a hotel? Well, it's not usually so much about solving a problem per se, but it's how do you enhance and boost that hotel to another level and focus on the guest experience. So as you can expect, this is usually and has been in the past deployed across the luxury range. And why is that? Well, A, for obvious reasons, because their key selling point is how do we compete? How are we competitive in the quality of our rooms? But on top of that is jumping all the way back to the start of today's presentations, is that this is usually deployed with a wired solution, meaning that they're willing to forefront the cost of this in order to get that quality of the room to go up. Whereas when we normally would speak to, for wired solutions, to speak to a 3 to 4 star hotel, this isn't their competitive element. So they're struggling for them to see the ROI here, because for that business travel or that 3-star family break, they're not going to be so focused or blown away with IT solutions, when for the hotel's point, it comes at a cost of perhaps up to 10 to 20,000 or more dollars per room. So it's difficult for them to calculate that ROI. But with that being said, is that we believe that this now, and we've seen it being done across that 3 to 4 star range, and also of course the 5 stars, with wireless solutions that are really simple but live that wow factor for the guests within the room. So what do we mean in terms of in-room guest experience? Well, we're going to kind of split it into 2 parts, and Yen will come and give an introduction in a second. The first one is about the in-room guest control, and we'll have a big intro about how exactly that looks and how the guests within the rooms on Tuya solutions control the devices. And then also we're going to have something about room service as well. So how do you get that extra bottle of water in a smart way? So Yen, would you mind giving a bit more of an intro?
Yeah, sure. Actually, so when you suppose you come China before, so you will find most of Chinese hotels, even in the Asia hotels, no matter in Japan or in Thailand. So we are providing a totally different IoT guest rooms to the guest. Different from the traditional the IoT rooms is like right now we have lots of smart speakers in the room, so you can use the speaker to call for the room service or control the device directly, like you can turn on the television, change the channels, or turn on the light or turn off the light, something like that. On behalf on top of that is right now, so you can talk to the AI speaker to call for the room service. Like you can talk to the reception directly to ask for the sleeper or some other kind of service, room service, or even you can call for the food delivery directly from the in the guest room. So this is totally different from the previous guest room service, when you need to pick up or to call for the to the reception, call for the room service. So this is bring a 100% different customer experience to the guest when they are checking in the hotels.
Sure. Yeah, I think just to make a quick and very important announcement for us is that we've now integrated also our hospitality solutions with Alexa. And just for those of you who don't know, this isn't like a standard integration with Alexa like their smart home platform. Alexa do have a really great dedicated team for smart buildings. It's called ASP or Alexa Smart Properties. We've now completed that integration, meaning that when you roll out smart hotel solutions with Tuya, you can not only choose from our previous and very great provider AIELLO, AIELLO, just if you want to search that, but also to integrate with Alexa as well. So we'll move on a bit, and I'll give a quick note about a final selling point before we have to make a quick move on today, which is about asset protection and the security of the property. So one of the key things that we're having here is that, like we discussed with the energy sector, is the creative and effective use of sensors to improve the quality and security of the property. So some examples in which how we've seen this deployed is things like temperature and humidity sensors. For those of you who are in humid climates, so I guess not so much in Northern Europe, but it can happen, is that how do you make sure that the air quality can remain stable without having to install an expensive air quality monitor within the room? Well, we can use things like that humidity sensor to make sure the room is a dry temperature or a dry climate, and therefore the air is most likely to be a bit more safe to breathe. And then also at the same time, that was protecting them from property damage. So for example, damp or mold coming off the walls. And similar also to the residential sector, probably a key one actually we see for hotels, always is going to be the water leak detector. Think of all the times guests would lie in that bath, turn it on, had a few too many beers, and then it overflows. And then not only is that damaging the property and damaging the room, but it's also going to do the rooms below that and potentially 2 floors below and cause huge disruption for that hotel business. So just simple sensors alone can make a massive difference. So guys, now we're going to go through 3 key examples of how we and our partners have deployed smart hospitality solutions. We're going to take one look at a video in a second of a small to medium sized hotel that's deployed a real wide range of tech, then introduce a bit more how Tuya and our partners have worked with big chains, and then also, besides our SaaS platform, is a company and a great example of those who've leveraged the API to go and deliver something really excellent. So the first one we're just going to look at is that video example, and this is Kuching Park Hotel. And just to be clear on Tuya's business model here, is that we were not the installers and we did not deliver this to Kuching Park Hotel. It was through one of our distributors and partners who were able to use our SaaS solutions. Oh, sorry guys, there's a bit of an echo. Let's leave it for a sec. Okay, I think that's, okay, there we go. Sorry guys, just regarding Tuya's business model, is that we did not go and deploy this solution to the hotel as a Tuya team. Robin does a great job at installing, but he's not a professional installer. So our business model is that it's delivered through our partners, and in this case was a company called Core System. So we'll go a bit more and look at a video in a second about how this works. So let's see if it plays on here.
Hi, I'm Lynn. Today I'm here at Kuching Park Hotel, which has been renovated to provide a new experience for the room guests digitally. Let's find out more. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lisa. I heard this is not a usual hotel. It provides experience digitally. Is it true?
Of course. Come, let me show you. Lynn, this is our kiosk. This kiosk can do check-in, check-out, and even book a room. Let's go to check-in. So here we remind our guests to get ready their IC, passport, and credit card before they move on to the next step. Alright, here, this kiosk, we even can check in guests that will book through OTA, besides book through our hotel directly. So you can see here, if I choose, you can choose all these OTA and be booked through. But of course, you come to our hotel direct or through our web, you have the best view.
We have a key now issuing from the kiosk. Besides checking from the kiosk, we also have an app. The app allows you to check in and generate a mobile key. That allows you to go straight to the room using the mobile key. Let's go.
So how many rooms are equipped with the room automation?
We have 108 rooms. All the rooms are equipped with automation system. But we have 74 rooms with smart AI speakers. Now we reach room 304. Let's try to use a mobile key to open the door.
Okay, let me try.
Lynn, you notice this now, when you enter the room, the lights is on, the curtain is on, because we have this sensor. You detect when there's a human movement, the lights are on. We call this the welcome mode. And we have this sensor installed in this room, one at the entrance, one at the bedroom, and one at the bathroom. Yeah. And beside that, we also can control the lightings, the curtains, using these switches that we have here. For example, okay, this one. And of course, you still can use your mobile apps. Just now remember, you can use the mobile apps to control the lightings, even the aircon, even the curtain as well.
What about these mattresses? Are they new?
Oh yeah, these all are new. The mattress, even the whole rooms here, the fresh coat pan, everything's new. We changed it since after the pandemic, you know. And even you can see that we have the local design that we in this duvet cover and our pillow cover too. Yeah, so almost everything is new in this room. Yeah. And one more thing, the most interesting here. This is the smart speaker. Right? Just now you can control the room using the switches, the mobile apps, and you can use this smart speaker. You just command using voice control, then you will follow what you say. Let me give it a try. You just say hello AI or something.
Hello AI. Close the curtain.
Okay, dear guest, curtain is closed.
You see?
That's amazing.
Can you ask to play some music?
Hello AI. Play me jazz music.
Just play jazz music now.
Okay guys, we'll pause it there for now, just on time consciousness, but we'll also have all these slides and videos sent a bit later on. Something I think to take away from the video that we saw there is regarding that in-room guest experience and how that was really easily enabled there. So what we focus on is not trying to force the guests to go completely voice enabled for every single part of their hotel stay. That's not the idea. As we could see, there was a quick clip during there that you were still able to go and push that switch or plug your phone in like you normally would. So the key thing is here, guys, is that how is it expanding and enabling that guest experience? So an example with lighting is that I've caught myself many a time in hotel rooms where there's about 6 different switches for the lights, trying to go to bed and getting up and having to press each different switch to try and figure out how to get the lights off. Now, it's not a huge pain, if I'm being particularly honest, but when we think about how we expand that not only to the lights, to the AC, to the curtains, and like we just saw there, it's not about going onto your app and using your voice and having to go through and select each one, which we do offer. But what we do and what we're specialists with at Tuya is automation. So that means that she can say to the voice speaker, welcome mode like we saw, or sleep mode, or she can open up that web-based app and do the exact same thing, rather than going around and flicking all the different switches. So that's the idea, guys, is how do you enhance the guest experience through extending and simplifying the ways in which they interact with that room. So just moving on quickly again, is what we're going to look at now is 2 more key success cases. The first one is that how has Tuya been involved with working with what we call the big 6 of hotel chains around the world. Now, I believe most of the cases that we have on screen are based here in China, so I will pass over to Yen to give a bit more information about how exactly we and our partners engage with some of these companies that you'll recognize.
Yeah, as you see here, Kuching Park Hotel is a good practical user case to have demonstrate how it works in their hotel already. So we have several other kind of user case. So let me give you a very short briefing what we can offer to them. First of all, we talk about Accor. It's like in China, we are working with a third party. Their name is Sunmei Hotel Group. They own hotels more than like 10,000 hotels across of China. They are the top 5 brands in China. But at the same time, they have an independent company. They call it Sunmei Hotel Technology Group. So they are selling our technology to some other kind of hotel group to help them to modernize their hotels. So 2 years ago, Sunmei to team up with Accor in China and brings our technologies to the Accor group in China. So this is the case. We cooperated with some third parties in China to bring our technology to the big names in China. The second one is like we cooperated with the IHG group in Shanghai, so we help them to modernize the one hotels in Pudong district, so it's more than 300 rooms. So this is relevant to the upgrade modules we mentioned before, right? So it's like they are using the Onity log for like more than 30 years. No matter which Holiday Inns, they always choose Onity log. But the problem is like Onity log is not an IoT log, so it's like a Bluetooth. So all the configuration is stored localized. It's not by the IoT. So, but in China, people right now they want to have some different technology for their guests. So the IHG in China, they came to us to seek for some better solutions. So we provided our upgrade module. We customized that component for that hotel to help them to upgrade the whole system. So the guest can use, in China we call WeChat, it's similar to WhatsApp. So they can use WeChat widget to unlock the lock smoothly, and also they can use that to take the elevators. So this is technology we provided to the IHG in China. The third one is like Huazhu. Huazhu is the top one biggest hotels group in China. So they are using our technologies directly. This is very straightforward and easy, just like the Kuching Park hotels. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are three really great examples, and particularly the Accor one that we saw is really demonstrating how our business model generally how it generally looks. Is that we work with a number of partners and businesses like yourselves in making sure that we enable you with the technology to go and deliver this to those leading chains. And we're seeing some really fantastic results across the globe. And not only is this on us selling what we call the SaaS solution, like we've just seen with the Kuching Park example, which is our out-of-the-box platform that can be white label enabled and match with the hardware, but also for companies like Journey. Journey are actually having their own SaaS platform for hotel and Airbnb automation. This is a B2B solution they offer to property managers, within which they do offer a range of IoT device control. So when Journey came to us, because they were previously running much of their IoT solutions through third-party integrations. So they saw an opportunity with the fantastic brand that they built to really develop that beyond just the software, and then also go into hardware, which also, of course, as you can imagine, translates into revenue changes and cost savings as well. So this was a really huge success case, and what they did with us actually is that obviously when they have a fantastic platform of their own, they didn't want to just start again and begin using ours. So what they've done is leverage a load of the key functionalities that we have available on our platform and integrated that via API and SDK directly into their existing software. So that is how a range of businesses working with Tuya can really go and leverage our solutions, and that's Tuya's ultimate aim. We are an open IoT ecosystem, a platform provider, and the aim is to make the Internet of Things as simple as possible for as many businesses as possible. So just a quick note, guys, on how to get started following today's call. We'll push and skip past a video of a demo box that I'll send to you guys a bit later so we can get to the Q&A. But the three key steps that we're going to have. The first one is that after today's call, please do send an email to you can see on screen, global.marketing@tuya.com. And what will happen from there is we will set up a meeting with one of our specialists. Usually it will be someone likely from Robin's team or Yen's team, and then also a local specialist as well, who'll be able to support you, particularly regarding local region and language. So for example, if you're based in Poland or Central to Eastern Europe, Cesare here will be more than happy to come and guide you through. Then following which, what we'll move on to is the setup of a demo account. So once we've qualified you and made sure that your specific solution is being met, for example, we have calls in the past where people come to us and actually they have an apartment where we find that our residential solution might be the best. So we make sure we match you with the right demo, get that account set up for you, but obviously as an IoT solution, you need to test hardware and software. So there's two ways in which we can do that. The first one is going to be offering you our demo box, the video of which I will send a bit later, but there is a great picture on screen. The other way in which is people like to set up sample demo rooms. So often it is a case that either they will do it in their office, or they will have a friend or a partner who has a hotel or vacation rental room that they will use as their kind of showroom to test as well, and use that to show to clients moving forwards. That can normally take anywhere between 1 to 2 months to make sure everything's smooth and ready, and then following which the final step will be going to your first project and then setting up what we call a pilot or demo room at their property. So this can range, sometimes we've seen from hotels saying just get started and do everything, or we would still like to see one room first. But Tuya will be there to guide you throughout the whole process, either if you are an existing hotel or if you are a partner who wants to distribute these solutions as your own. We'll skip past the video and move straight onto the Q&A, guys, within the next 5 to 10 minutes. I'm sorry if we do run a little bit over, and I can see on that Q&A box there's plenty of questions, so let's get stuck into those. And then in the meantime, if you have any further questions, do please continue to send in. Okay, let's go from Marios, first question that I see here. So, do you have ready out-of-the-box solutions that could be introduced to small businesses, for example software, e.g. an app, and hardware, smart locks, light breakers, controllers, etc.? Well guys, that is exactly what we can see, or we could see on the screen here earlier today, is that the software platform that we have, like on that demo video you saw earlier on for the access control solution, is an out-of-the-box solution for which you can get the demo. The whole thing can be white labeled, and also the hardware can be white labeled and be packaged as your own solution. So that SaaS platform, just to recap, includes 3 software products. The first one is a management backend, which is ideally for the hotel or property manager to use. The second one is a web-based app for the guest, so it's not a downloadable app. And then also the final product that we have, like discussed earlier, is our construction app. So that's for your installers or maintenance team. We can white label the whole platform, package it for your business, and that is your solution to sell. Okay, Stephen Wesley, for the smart lock, is there backup option as many times as the end of the night as my phone is out of power? So yeah, I think I will allow Robin to go on to this one, but I think what I want to allude to is a reminder that our platform usually is running on the Zigbee protocol. So Robin, could you explain a little bit about what using Zigbee means in the case that there is a Wi-Fi outage?
Yeah.
And how to use it offline?
Actually, in the market, especially on the for the consumer market, like Yellow or Sato, they are using the Bluetooth technology, but we are choosing the Zigbee. Why? Is the information is public, so you can Google it. Actually, it's compare one we consider is like a standby time of the batteries. Zigbee consumption is just 1 or 4 compared with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. So it's like it can ensure each lock's standby time can be more than 1 year. Even myself, I have 1 lock in my personal house. It's used almost 1.5 years. Still like 30% of the battery is left. So that's the reason we choose the Zigbee portals. And the second one is like Zigbee portal. The advantage is like when we talk about automation, it's rely on the Wi-Fi always, right? No matter Bluetooth or Wi-Fi portal. But if you use the Zigbee, this kind of portal, so we will have a Zigbee hub. You can call it gateway. All the configuration is like stored locally on site in the room. So even the Wi-Fi done, but automation still works. Is for example, we talk about our end receiving technology solution like occupancy detector to trigger the breaker to turn off the lightings or power supply. This is all can it's not rely on the Wi-Fi. So this is what the difference we are providing to the market. Also, you mentioned like when your mobile phone auto power is like, but we provided the room key, room physical keys always, or the card. Even we have a dashboard. The hotel managers can open the lock remotely, where no matter where you are. For example, you are traveling, the hotel manager traveling in New York, but they still can unlock the lock in Italy for the guest. So this is another backup solution we can provide to the market.
Great, thanks for that, Yen. And then just moving on now to Michael's question here, and it's double-ended. So the first one is that, how about SCADA and or KNX implementations? How do you cope with those already set up in hotels? So let me go and answer that one quickly first, which, as you can imagine, it creates complications. If there's already a wired system set in that hotel running on what is essentially a different language to what we're using, for example, for Zigbee or Wi-Fi. However, with a bit of systems integration and software customization work, we can see it be done, and it can be possible. I was actually at a factory last week, a supplier who was KNX's first partner and manufacturer within China, discussing how to make this connection work. And they already have a gateway that is available. which is essentially a KNX to Tuya gateway. So we've made successful implementations, usually within the smart home setting, of making connections between Tuya devices and KNX devices. But ultimately, this is not coming as our ready-made out-of-the-box solution at the moment, but it's something we can definitely consider. So if you're a systems integrator, I think that would be worth a conversation, looking at using that API we discussed earlier and finding suppliers who do have, for example, that gateway that makes the bridge between KNX or SCADA and Tuya's devices. Then moving on again to the second question from Michael, the challenge I see in regards to buildings monitoring per se has to do with the pre-sales and local installation. Those two factors are very important to us, and to see the exact needs of the asset and the options available to the end customer, the hotel. And at the same time, local presence of certified installer to carry out the whole of the installation part. Furthermore, after the pre-sales field rollout, is there some part of onboarding the customer hotel responsible persons on the whole of the systems above functionality? How do you cope with the above? Sure, that's a really good question. As you can imagine, that this solution we offer here, as you've seen today from Jens' examples, is being sold worldwide. What it doesn't mean is that Tuya doesn't have deployment teams in every local region. So we've had some specific cases, some of which we've mentioned today, I believe, in which in order to get the project over the line, we will send staff to go and work with our local partners, installers who hold that relationship. But ultimately, Tuya's business model here is that we are the platform, the technology provider, which means for your business, say for example, if you happen to be a local installer or systems integrator, you will be the legal entity responsible for dealing with that end hotel and handling the relationship. That doesn't mean that Tuya runs away and is completely out of the picture. But what it means is that we want this to be your business and your product. So what it means is that underlying your customer service is that if you're, for example, going to deliver the installation, what we can do is we can be on the phone and ready to support you in doing such. And we often do this with those first 2 to 3 projects that get set up and running. And if possible, and if you really have a request, we can also send staff. And I know Yen has been on many trips to and from Europe to support some of our local partners to make sure the project goes smoothly. So that's the idea, guys, is that this solution is your own product, and it's therefore your responsibility and your opportunity to go and deliver that to the business. Hopefully that's clear. And then anonymous attendee, hello there, do you have a proposal in English on benefits of a smart house villa to explain the potential energy, water, and this different possibilities such as smart locks, lights, and how this will improve the experience of the guest? So we have a range of slides that we can give to you, and I think what you need to think about in regards to Tuya solutions is that what is the mode of renting or selling this property, because there's a few different solutions that we have. So for example, for last week's presentation, it was for smart rental properties, so apartments. Today's for hotels. For both of these we have a different solution, and then coming up in 2 weeks' time is our latest solution that's actually being launched as we're presenting it, is for construction companies who are doing build to sell properties for these homes. All of these will have an element of energy management and displaying the benefits of which on the PowerPoint slides, but just need to consider first who is a target client. So I suggest for yourself, definitely stick around for that webinar in 2 weeks' time, and we'll explain a bit about how that looks for those companies who are building houses to sell rather than being a hotel or being to rent. Do you have any suggestions on how to find good installation parties locally in the countries we can sell it in? Yes, so normally what we can do with this is one of two things. A is that we can actually connect you with some of the partners we might have in the region already. Depending on the nature of your business, we need to discuss that as well. And B, if not, we can actually offer suggestions on organisations or places we can go to find those. Giorgio, sorry I couldn't join from the start. Maybe my question's been answered. What do you propose for systems integrators, namely to PMS software houses that may like to integrate your system in managing the software? So I'll probably pass it over to Yen. So how does the PMS integration process look for us?
Currently, actually, we have integrated with 4 parties already. First of all is the Oracle Hospitalities. They are the big names for the chain hotel. I believe most of your guys know about that. And besides of Oracle, we have 3 big names in the short-term rentals. One is Uplisting in United States. Another one is OTA. OTA second is they are come from the Finland, and the first one is like Apaleo, so they are based in Germany. We are keeping talking to more partners to finalize the integration with more and more PMS service providers.
Yeah, so I think just for the to add on to that regarding the question from Giorgio, is that for a systems integrator, what we had to think about for our business model and for what's just been described is for our out-of-the-box SaaS solution is that who do we integrate with? And the trouble sometimes for us was that as a global business serving markets all around the world, we had to choose, often on a project basis, who we do the systems integration for. So for example, we'll have a project that comes in and says that I need Apaleo, and that's why we can go and develop that. However, for systems integrators, the way it would work is that actually slightly differently. So it probably wouldn't be using that out-of-the-box SaaS solution. There's some cases where it might. But what actually it would be doing is it leveraging that open API that we discussed earlier on, like in the journey case. And then, for example, if you had a hotel that says, I'm working on, say, let's take an example, Opera, right? So I'm using this PMS system at the moment. I want to use all these hardware devices. As a systems integrator, you can come and pull that together in a similar way you would with, for example, KNX and using someone like Honeywell, using that hardware and the API from the Tuya platform and run that integration from there. And then I think we're going to answer these two questions at the same time from Javier and Giorgio. So the first one from Javier is, how do you guarantee the support in the long term? And then from Giorgio also, that how do we ensure we deal with trusted Tuya sellers? We have recently been in contact with some Tuya seller that did not behave correctly, and we do not know who to turn to in this case. So I think for the first one for Javier, how do we guarantee the support in the long term? I think we'll hear it from the boss.
Yeah, so right now it's like, just like Dylan explained, so what we are looking for is like we can set up our partner channels in each regions, in each countries, so they can make business based on what we offer to them. Then they can resell to the market and to make the profit themselves. So this is our target. It's not like Tuya to sell the solution to hotels directly. As you see, or Dylan had explained, we are a platform company. So what we cherish is the partnership with our different resellers in different countries. And then what we will provide it, and even right now what we are providing is each year we will send our technical supporting team to go to on-site to give the training to each of our partners, no matter where they are, and to keep them to knowing our latest technologies. So this is what we can provide it on-site. The second one is like we will have our online supporting team. Right now it's like you can email to our technical team always. And the third is like we are setting up our 24 hours third party call centers. They are located in Philippines and some South Asia, so they can provide 24 hours online supporting to our partners or even for the hotel directly. This is the business and the supporting we can provide it for the long term in the market.
Yeah, I think that should answer it. Thank you again. And then finally for Giorgio as well. Okay, let me go through this. It's a double-ended question. So the first one is that how do we ensure we have trusted Tuya sellers? So I'm going to take a bit of an assumption here, Giorgio, and I believe that you're finding usually Tuya sellers at the moment who are hardware resellers for Tuya solutions, of which there are very many. We do our best to vet the quality of all of those, but obviously we have over 700,000 developers on the platform now and a huge range of suppliers. And often the way our partners run into such a situation is that they're going on perhaps to Alibaba. I don't know if that's what you've done. And then finding a supplier and dealing from there. Now, what we do actually for the hotel and apartment solutions is slightly different. Is that actually we have a white list of hardware for that SaaS platform, which has all been sourced by our team that's in-house, finding reliable suppliers and those who know and understand how to work with our SaaS platform. So the idea is that on that system, you cannot use every single piece of Powered by Tuya hardware, because we've vetted the quality of all of those and found the manufacturers who've had experience working with that particular industry vertical. So the way it would work in this case, if you're looking to purchase the hardware, is that we would first speak with you, for example, in that setup meeting. You would give us your needs regarding what hardware is required, and then we can help make the setup for getting that hardware delivered to you from our chosen whitelist, rather than being open and searching throughout the whole ecosystem. For the software side, just as a quick note, is that if you're looking to source the software from Tuya itself, That's fairly straightforward because it's not through a reseller. And normally if you're a B2B2B solution provider, so say you're a systems integrator, Giorgio, sorry, I don't know, is that if you're using this as your own solution, you're buying it from Tuya. But if it happens to be that you're a hotel owner, it would work that usually we would try and help our middlemen or our systems integrators to find that hotel directly. But there are many cases, and I'm sure there's a few on the phone today, who hotels will directly contact to Tuya. And what we can do then is that we'll see if we have the integrator and partner in that local region, and then assign that person to the hotelier. So that's normally the way that it works.
Yeah. Also, I want to share more information. I think Georgia mentioned is maybe we need to do more clarification. What is Tuya's solution for Tuya commercial reseller or the hardware resellers? They are totally different because Tuya, what I mentioned, like Tuya, the main business is like we provide the IoT solution to some manufacturer. They have their own brand, right? So like brand A, they are using Tuya technology. So they have their own channel to sell the device. It's powered by Tuya. But I need you pay more attention. It doesn't mean this hardware is relevant to our hospitality solution. We have our own hardware. This is certified by our own team. I mean, Tuya Hospitality is an independent business unit or department in Tuya. So our reseller is different from the hardware reseller. So another easy way is like for each distributor or resellers, we have one certification to issue to hospitality reseller. So you can ask them to provide it, whether they have such kind of certification or not. Because we will provide lots of training to such kind of partners in their regions, no matter where they are. So this is a way you know whether they are reliable or not.
Yeah, I think it's really important, and thank you for doing that, to make the distinction for many of the partners who are on here today from that separate business unit that we have and how it operates differently, because we're selling B2B to B solutions often here. So it works in a very, very different way often to Tuya's typical open ecosystem for B2C hardware. And another question here from Javier is, can I create custom hardware based on Tuya? Of course. That's the whole idea of the SaaS model. Is so whatever it is, your smart lock, your switches, your plugs, anything that's being rolled out can all be white labeled. And we have these agreement with the manufacturers. For us, both for software and hardware, nothing of which is going to have a Tuya or any other brand on it. So it's either up to you. It's going to be white labeled. It's just going to be completely clean slate and delivered to the hotel. Sometimes that's done. We understand that people don't want to have their own brand of hardware sometimes. Other options is that we actually see the customer saying to the hotel, we can white label this for you if you want. You can say the Rosemont on it, whatever you want. And the other option is, that was all three options. So it can be completely clean slate. You can white label it to your own business, or you can actually white label it for your client as well. Sure? Okay, I think that might be the last of our questions, guys. We'll leave it open for another 2 minutes to see if any more come in. But thank you to everyone who's come today. That's been really, really interesting. And I'm sorry that we ran over by about 15 minutes there, but I think that's been a really beneficial Q&A session that we've had there as well. And it's been really great to have you guys engage with us. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. I think that's all the open questions. Feel free to drop any more in, but if not, I'll just switch back to that slide. Just for a second, is that feel free to hit us up at global.marketing@tuya.com. Contact us, and then also we will send a Google Drive link. I believe it's been dropped in the group, but we can follow up as well with all of the slides and videos from all the presentations that we're having across this webinar series. So please, guys, do feel free to go up to there, and I'll do my best to keep updating that with fresh material as we go. But we look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you all for being patient, staying with us today and taking the time. So thank you to Yen and also to Cesare as well. And thank you everyone such as Giorgio and Hao for the kind words there. Great to hear everyone here. So thank you everyone. We'll probably drop off now.
Tuya Smart is a leading technology company focused on making our lives smarter. Tuya does this through offering a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. By building interconnectivity standards, Tuya bridges the intelligent needs of brands, OEMs, developers, and retail chains across a broad range of smart devices and industries. Tuya solutions empower partners and customers by improving the value of their products while making consumers' lives more convenient through the application of technology. Through its growing commercial SaaS business, Tuya offers intelligent business solutions for a wide range of verticals. The company's platform is backed by industry-leading technology complete with rigorous data protection and security. Tuya partners with many global Fortune 500 companies to make things smarter, including Philips, Schneider Electric, Lenovo, and many others.